Alright, this is my speed run for turning the game Pixel Tactics Mega Man Edition into my own project in templative. Pixel Tactics is a pretty cool game. It's a 1v1 game where you take heroes either as your leader or as a troop. And let me pull up an example card. Each character in the game has a lot of unique rules that create a lot of interesting combinations. For instance, if you play the fighter in the front line, he gets an intercept ability, but you lose that intercept ability if you play him in flank, but he gets bonus attack and a lot of extra attack if he's in the rear. And you can do 5 damage, something, something, something. It's a bit blurry. This is his ability, you discard him. Or you can play him as your leader, and you get a health pool of 23 and a unique ability, whatever that might be. Now, one of the interesting problems that Pixel Tactics had was that because it's an anime aesthetic, I know it's a bit blurry here, but anime characters can sometimes be hard to tell apart. They all kind of look like Anime Boy number 300, so they did a really interesting thing by, I mean, it's so random, like over Mega Man game. The Mega Man edition is incredibly crisp, and you can kind of guess what all the characters are going to do. Like Airman probably pushes people, Rockman probably has a good defense, and I, from an accessibility standpoint, really enjoyed Mega Man and could not play default Pixel Tactics. So we're going to take this game, we're going to convert it into our own art files in templative. We're going to print it. We are going to upload it to the Game Crafter. We're not going to sell it because it's not my game. Please, if you do this yourself, use your own intellectual property. And we're going to upload it to Tabletop Playground, which is a 3D game for playing board games. And we're going to playtest it there. And we're going to see how quickly we can do it. So without further ado, all right, so we got to create a new project. I'll call it Pixel Tactics, of course. Pixel Tactics. Create. Here's our edit panel. This is where we're going to be spending most of our time. So the interesting thing about Pixel Tactics is it's basically just like 60 odd poker cards in a box for holding poker cards and a really elaborate and quite overwhelming rules booklet. Now we can make rules booklet out of whatever we want. The poker cards and a poker tuck box are pretty straightforward to get started with. So this is the panel where we create things. This is every single Game Crafter component. So we want to make a poker deck, troops. That's our new component. And then we need packaging. I think we're going to go with the 54 count tuck box. I'll just call it packaging. Packaging. Now, a component in templative has game data associated with it, such as like this component's named this, and piece game data associated with it, like there's this piece with this name and this health. It has art data, which is saying take this art file and take this game data and combine them like this, and then a quantity. So, for instance, we'll have a guy. I have a Mega Man card here. We have a Flame Man, and he's got an attack of 2 and a defense of 5. And then we have art data, which uses the template troops front. So here's our blank poker card. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this blank poker card and create stand-ins for the existing art. So I'm going to use Inkscape. Templative is built on top of Inkscape. I didn't want to tie it to Adobe. Adobe locks up their command line tool, so I can't even use it if I wanted to. So we have our art card. what we're going to do is, as quickly as we can, leader name. So anything in brackets is going to be replaced with game data based on what we tell it to do in the art data file. That's looking pretty good. We're going to say name. We need a attack. This is actually the leader's attack ability, which is different from the troops' attack ability. So actually, let's make this 4 and size it correctly. Actually, that's pretty good. Wow. We can change the color to like a red, brighter than that. I'm gonna move you over here. I'm gonna have to be moving that throughout the game, I guess. And then it's like a white background. Very good. So that's the leader attack. And this is not left aligned, it is center aligned. Okay. We're also going to need leader defense. We need both of those for just regular attack. Defense. And these two have like a blue color. Oh, I'm on stroke right now. Yeah, let's not mess with that. A little darker than that. Less saturated. That's good. We'll get those into the right position in a minute. I want to make a shield real quick. I hope you can't hear the sirens going off. That's pretty good. That'll do. Probably a bit darker, maybe less saturated. These have like a gold color, brighter than that. And instead of a white background this thick, we're going to make that a great deal less thick. Black. Same with this, black. Great deal less thick. Very good. Perfection. We need some squares. That's about the right size. Actually, let's put that back. Get the stroke going. Actually, I do want the colors for reference. Darken that up a lot. This is a really thick border. Not that thick though. Almost. Pretty good. A little more saturated. Actually, it's too saturated. Never mind. That's good. It's a little more rounded, but I'm not going to worry about that right yet. Bang, bang, boom. Blue. green. Let's take the existing color and just darken it. I don't think I copied it. It kind of looks like the same color, but it isn't. That looks good. And so if this is aligned, then I can align these guys from the center. Now we're talking. Ha! Do these even have outlines? No, so neither of these have strokes. And it's black. Almost black. Let's leave room for this logo. We take give this a subtitle. It's much, much smaller, so let's just sub in the text, Geomantic Battalion. Shrink it until it looks correct. That's pretty good. I'll call it the subtitle. This is left aligned. And let's actually do this as well. What's his name? Hikaru? Yeah, close enough. All right, now move these guys aside. It's not called Frontline, it's called, because I think Frontline's an ability. Vanguard. Yes, and that text is way too big. Actually, instead of doing this, I want it to flow into this area. Yeah, and then actually, let's just manually make the text area. Vanguard. What's the text size on this? 6? Center it. It's not quite where I want it to be. That's pretty good. Space these out evenly. Then move them all down a bit. This one the flank. I know it's upside down. We're going to fix that. This is rear and ability. Very good. And just like that. Let's align that in the center. These look a bit too orange. Much better. And then an outline. In black. Not so thick. Less thick. Alright, very good. It's okay that things come off the card, but not when I'm trying to center things. So I'm going to just keep everything within the bounds, select everything, remove this guy. And then this white boundary basically lines up. So we have the whole card art with trim, where we think this black line is where we think the card's going to be cut, and this gray line is where it's safe to have content. So basically what they did was this gray interior is where this line starts. So we can basically take this guy, takes his width, and grow our guy to it. And center it. And then we can take this interior gray and black and drop their coloration. And then this is actually like supposed to be a pretty dang white. It's just, I guess their cards got faded. All right, now we can take this apart, center the leader attack. We want it at the top. We can take this thing, leader defense. So when we replace this, it's going to be one number. This is upside down. Defense. Did I click the wrong one? Ah, it's both. And this guy and this guy. Oh, I missed something. I missed the rules, didn't I? Yeah, there's a bit of rules in here. What we're going to do is just add it real quick. Leader rules. There's no stroke. It is just black. And it is whatever size this is. And this, instead of centering it or left aligning it, this tries to make line wrapping look pretty. And so we're not going to add the art here because we're going to add unique art files for each of these. But for now, that's a good template. Save that. All right. We'll create an overlay as well. So let's grab that guy back and make a really shitty overlay. I'm literally just going to, oh, is it not? Oh, I'm filling with nothing, aren't I? No, I'm not. All right, I'm gonna just outline the anime person. It's actually a white character with a black outline. Shrink him a bit. Very good. That feels about right. Save this. Put the guys back. Delete all that stuff. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Move this, select all that, put it back, then delete it. And now we can save this as an overlay. I'll call it Anime Boy. Yes. And then when we go back to templative, we have Anime Boy, and I think we have to refresh this a couple times. There we go. Now, we have, when this is rendered here, it's using a very old version of SVG rendering. So you have to actually open up an Inkscape to know what it's going to look like. So now we need to take this data. We have all this leader name stuff. And we need to say, hey, how does leader name get hooked up to the game data? So we need the overlay. Hold on, I need to turn down this music. A bit quieter than that. Cool. We're going to take the pieces overlay. So we need to add overlay for Flame Man, and it's going to be Anime Boy. And then we replace the attack. Let's add a couple of these. Defense, the name, the leader name, leader attack, leader defense, leader rules, vanguard, flank, rear, ability. Go back to this. What did I miss? Leader attack. Subtitle. That's another one. Aim. Okay, and so this key symbol says, okay, what do we need to find in this file? And then this symbol is we can choose data related to the piece, to the component, to the game, the studio, or just like globally write a value. Like I can just write the word hello or something. So we have game data here associated with the game itself. It doesn't have a name yet, it just says game name. And we have a basic pre-made studio. You know, you could, on the box, you might have a cover that says like the name of your studio, because that might change, or you might add LLC to the end, who knows. So we need to add all of those keys to the actual game data. So that's leader attack, leader defense, leader rules, vanguard, flank, rear, ability. I think there's leader name. Am I missing anything? I think I have leader rules already. Attack defense. Attack defense. Attack leader name. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Bring up the rear. Stop flying enemies. Lose the game if you laugh. Dingus Magingus. Oh, I forgot subtitle. That's what I forgot. Ability. Discard to discard to shuffle your deck. These aren't actual rules here. +1 defense. 2/15. Subtitle. New Earth Army or something like that. I don't know. And we pull the attack from this, the defense from this. We aren't using the components data for anything. I guess I should advance the timer, right? Because I have created the art files. I mean, not all of them, because I haven't created the deck box and all that. I'll count it, though. And as soon as we're done here, I call that our data created. Looking good. Now we can render that. This output is okay, and then yeah. So now we have Bingus Magingus. Of the New Earth Army, and you lose the game if you laugh. Oh, I use the name. See how it says Flame Man here? I definitely want... I don't want to use the name of the... So if you see here, there's a name and a display name. This is like the name of a file, which can't have spaces in it, but the display name can. So this name should not be display name. It should not be name. It should be display name. Now, instead of having to redo all the cards, you can just re-render them. This doesn't refresh unless you go back and forth. Now it says Flame Man. Yay. I do think this is centered. So let me see if I can fix that. Oh, and game data created first render. Oh yeah. No, that's left aligned. It just has all this space for the art. So I guess it's correct. I'll close that. So show me this guy. I want to rotate this. Yeah, stop flying enemies, +1 defense, bring up the rear, discard to shuffle your deck. Very good. It's a little too far to the top though. And you can see that the SVG files are here. So if you wanted to go in and like micro edit like one specific card, you don't have to like, you don't have to change everything to just change one card if you need like an exception. So now we're not done because we still have like the back. So this is the back of the card. It looks a bit like this. Let me see what it looks like on my camera. Ah, upside down, haha. That's what that looks like. So we're gonna create that real quick. And we're gonna call it game name. It's gonna be this. Bigger text. Actually, this is game subtitle because it says Mega Man at the top and then Pixel Tactics. So actually, Mega Man. There's a Mega Man deck and a Proto Man deck, which have the same fronts. Like, they have all the same, like, Flame Man and all that, but they have different backs. So, I'll use the component name here and the game name there. Big text. The background is white. Oops. Separate that out. White. And we don't want to color this. I think I have 2 of these in here, so. And this is what's actually going to get colored. And because we want to color this based on the component, let's make this text bigger again. And then there's going to be an overlay here of like which color you are. So, okay. Yeah, we're going to go into the SVG editor and change the ID of this to background. Background. Yes. Probably want to change this. Is this the one that has the fill? If I change this fill opacity to 0, doesn't... Yeah, okay. That's what I want to change to background. Where's the ID? Here it is. background color. So we'll replace the background color. All right. And then, where's my, I grab the anime boy. Paint him red. You know, you're gonna have unique art, but for now, our overlay for this is gonna be our overlay for one of the components. Red deck. Blue deck. All right, so now we have got the blue deck, red deck. Click it a couple times. Yeah, there we go. So now we need to get the component name and the game name and update the color of this. All right, so the ID is background color. We're updating the fill to the components background color. So the component has a background color now of, what's the color of my anime boy? You can see it takes on the color, kind of hard to see, but it's there. We need to add the overlay, the components, blue deck, red deck. Overlay, blue deck. Overlay. Component name. The components display name. The display name is blue deck. Okay. And the game name. So let's go to game. The game's display name is not official, whatever, Pixel Tactics. So game name is the game's display name. Component name and game name. All right, that all looks good. Let's give it another render. Aha! Pixel Tactics, blue deck. That's correct. Okay, the blue on blue, not so good, but it works. All right, packaging. Let's open her up. Move all the default Game Crafter stuff. So Templative is designed to work with Tabletop Playground and the Game Crafter. It's what I use. It's great. Love it. Real simple stuff here. This guy again. And then can probably, yeah, that's how we'll center it. Ah, so good. We're gonna steal this size. And then height. Just fill it with like a gray, I don't know. Center it. Templative. It was gonna update the studio. Not commercial. Commercial. Cool. And then art data for the packaging. 2 of them. Game name. Studio name. The game and the studio, both using the display name. And render that. Render it all this time. Okay. Oh, it shrunk so much. That's correct. It just really shrunk. So now we're going to print it. Okay, well, include the back, please. Yep, so now the back goes there. We can create more cards just for illustrative purposes, but I count that as working. Let's add a new card. Actual example. Blizzard Man. His ability. When you draw, take 2 damage. His attack is 2, defense 5, flank ability, spell. Max hand size 5. Leader attack 4, defense 18. We're still going to use the anime boy. Leader name, still Blizzard Man. Might as well name him. Charles, Charlie. Leader rules. Each time a rival draws a card, throw ice at him. Rear ability. Rivals cannot use a draw action. He's also New Earth Army. Vanguard ability. Discard a card. Very good. Now I don't need to make the art again, but I can, all I have to do is render troops again. Bing, bing. All right, now we have Bingus McGingus and Charles Charlie. Let's print that. I don't want to include the backs because I'm about to print it out. All right, I need to add paper to my printer. Thick cardstock. All right. I hope I am not out of ink. That would be hilarious. Way to kill my run. All right, we're in business. Scissors right here. All right, we got our game. Problem with using heavy cardstock is that the corners are very pointy. I mean, the they'll cut your hands. I have a corner rounder, but for this demonstration, we ain't got to do all that. You know, if you're going to actually print it out yourself, you should probably get one of those, like, arm cutters. I have one over there, but this is just illustrative. So now, we got... it was so cool. I got Bingus McGingus and Charles Charlie. So dope. So dope. All right. Now we're going to upload it to the Game Crafter. That requires an API key and my password. So I'm going to get that real quick. The Game Crafter. Okay. Yeah, this isn't visible. Good. Sign in. My account. API keys. Oh, check my email. I gotta verify it. Right. API key and my password. And then let's actually, I want the full game. Let's render it again. Okay. So now we can select it here. Let's see if the password's correct. Ah, must be broken. Ah, man, what a scuffed run so far. Usually it outputs a bunch here. All right. We're instead going to create a playground package. I think this has the same problem. Yep, there we go. We now gotta run tabletop playground. Okay, we're not going to update our drivers. All right, well, we're going to editor. These are all my old ones. Looking for pixel tactics. Huh. Pix? They changed the UI since I last used it. Weird, man. Something. Oh, I put it in the wrong stuff. Yeah, okay. So when we go here, we put this in. Now we output the package. I bet I have to reload the game for it to be in there. All right, we're reloading the game. forth. Pixel Tactics is there, so. Nope. Okay. That's so lame. Seems I need more testing. But I know how to fix this. We're going to do it live. We're going to delete everything but Pixel Tactics. Do it live. Okay. Back and forth. I hope that's the GUID they meant. Come on. Invalid GUID. Tisk tisk. Alright, scuffed run. 45 minutes. Usually it just works. So let's see if I can beat it next time around. Peace.